We're going to continue talking about composite figures. I apologize, this got copied a little bit backwards, so we're actually starting on the right-hand side of this paper. We have been talking about area of composite figures and how to figure that out and how it's multiple shapes put together. So I'm going to run through these notes with you and then we'll have you some practice. Composite figures may contain parts of circles. Find the area of those figures necessary to find the radius or the diameter of the circle. And we've done a couple of examples in our foldable notes with that. Composite figure can be divided into a rectangle and a semicircle. So here I have my rectangle and my semicircle. So if we want to remember that a rectangle has 4 right angles, but opposite sides are parallel and congruent. So this is actually 12 as well, and it goes all the way across the circle. So the diameter of this semicircle is 12 inches. Don't forget your units. So to find the total area of the figure, remember we have to break this up. So we need to find the area of the circle. We know that is pi r squared, but it's a semicircle, so we're going to divide by 2. Plus the area of the rectangle, which is base times height. And you need to make sure that you are writing the formulas for both of those. So I'm going to come over here into my margin. I've already written my formula. So I have some space over here in my margin. So area of a circle, I'm going to plug in my numbers. Now, 12 is not a multiple of 7. So I'm going to use 3.14 times 12, and we're going to square that. And after you've written your formula, divided by 2, and you've plugged in your numbers, then you can go to your calculator, and I can put this full thing in. Control divide 3.14 times 12 to the second power all over 2 is 226.08 inches squared. Now that is just the semicircle. Then I need to also do the rectangle. Area of the rectangle was 12 times 20, which I know to be 240 inches squared. So then I can come down here. I'm just going to go ahead and write it here. For B, we have to add those together. So we say 226.08 plus 240. You could use your calculator, of course, or you just do it by hand. 466.08 inches squared is the area of the entire rectangle with the semicircle. Now, this question is slightly different. Find the distance around. Well, we know around is perimeter or circumference. So we're still going to have to figure that out. Well, I know that on this rectangle I have a 20. I have the 12 and I have the 20. So I'm going to go ahead and write that 20 plus 12 plus 20. What I still need here is the circumference. So I know circumference, and I have a diameter, is pi d, but it's a semicircle, so I still need to divide by 2. And it's still not a multiple of 7, so 3.14 times 12 divided by 2, which we know is actually 6, which would be the radius. So I'm going to say, I'm just going to go ahead and put it all in, 3.14 times 12, all divided by 2, 18.84. And then we can add all of those up. So 18.84 plus the 12 plus the 20 plus the 20, which is what we had here. 70.84. Now, remember, that is just inches. Our units are not squared on circumference and perimeter. So the figure over here on number 2 is divided into a right triangle and a quarter circle. Find the area of the composite figure. So I know area of the triangle. I'm going to go ahead and just do all my stuff over here. Area, you can also do it in your journal, is base times height. So my area of my triangle, and these are touching my right angle. So here's my height, here's my base. We could flip-flop them. 4 times 5 divided by 2. So my area here is 10 centimeters squared. And I have a quarter circle, so area of a circle is pi r squared, but it's a quarter circle, so I need to divide it by 4. So area of the circle, 3.14. This is a radius, times 4 squared all over 4. Well, 4 squared divided by 4, 16 divided by 4 is just 4. If you still wanted to put it all in, you could. So 3.14 times 4 is 12.56 centimeters squared. So I need to add my area of my quarter circle is 12.56 plus the area of my triangle is 10. So I have an area of 22.56, and this was centimeters squared. Make sure you're putting your units. Student dropped a piece of stained glass. I would like you to try number 3. We'll look at that when we come back. Because you can break this up into multiple different shapes. So I'm just kind of curious how you decide to do it and find the area. If you go to the left-hand side of your paper, we have a new vocabulary word. You can look at the composite figure. Oh, I'm sorry. This goes with number 3, but we're not going to worry about that. So we're just going to jump down here. You can look at this composite figure by breaking into geometric shapes and add the areas of the shape to find the area. But this is in our definition the other day. We can also subtract. So the stained glass design, we did not look at that, has a circle inscribed. So if you look over here, inscribed is a figure that is placed inside another and it fits exactly. Okay, this is an inscribed circle on this square. So shade the region that is inside the square but outside the circle. So here, 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 and here. So how could we find the area of this shaded region? Well, we could find the area of the square and we could find the area of the circle and we can subtract them. So they want you to actually find the area of the shaded region because we're taking this circle out of this square. So we have all of this square. We're going to take this piece out of it and all that's left are these pieces. So we can do that over here. It's really kind of hard to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go with 10. Side length of 10 units. Doesn't tell us what the units are. So if I wanted to find the area of this square, I know that's base times height or side times side. So 10 times 10. So the area of this square itself is 100. This is also going to be the diameter of the circle. So area of the circle is pi r squared. So if this is a diameter, that means that the radius is 5. Area of the circle, 5 is not a multiple of 7, so 3.14 times 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. Handy dandy calculator, 3.14 times 25 is 78.5. So the area of the circle is 78.5 units. So we have 100 here, and we're going to take this many out. So if I do 100 minus 78.5, I can use my calculator for that, or I can do that by hand, is 21.5. Sorry, I wrote that wrong. So what is that? 21.5 units squared is our area of the shaded region. So the area not covered up by the circle. You turn the page. It has a repeat of the page we just did on the right. So what I would like you to do is, don't worry about the back. I would like you to try number 5 down here. So you should, when you come in tomorrow, I should have number 5 and number 3 done.